In our super old but reliable rice cooker, I have 1 cup of quinoa and 1 cup of brown rice, and you probably can't see in there, but that's just bubbling away with about 4¼ cups water. And then let's go over to my messy floor. In here we have some chicken, and then I am making the Six Sisters honey soy. I think that's what it's called, honey soy chicken. I'll link it down below. But that's cooking away in the Instant Pot. And then I had these edamame bags in the freezer. So instead of a veg, or I don't know, is it considered a vegetable? I don't know. I just know that my kids will eat it. So I'm gonna steam these really quick and then sprinkle a little sea salt on it. That's gonna be for dinner on Monday. It doesn't look the prettiest, and normally we put some green onion on it, but there's our quinoa rice mix and then the honey soy chicken, and then I went ahead and just served up the edamame. That's just another Tupperware for their ends. That's my youngest. Just throw. I'm gonna go ahead and start dinner. It is about 12:30, but I'm gonna put it in the slow cooker, and it's a new to us recipe. I'm gonna attempt to make Swedish meatballs in the slow cooker. So I'll link the recipe that I'm gonna try down below. All I've done so far is spray our slow cooker with some avocado oil just to help not have everything stick. The recipe calls for beef broth, which I don't have, so we're gonna put some of this better than bouillon and water. And then the other things we're gonna throw in is paprika, onion, cream of mushroom, because I'm gonna take this shortcut and not make my own today. Mushrooms, and then this is also a shortcut. It says to use fresh mushrooms, but I have canned, so that's what we'll use. Granulated garlic, A1, and then I'm just gonna use frozen meatballs. I'm gonna throw it all in and put it on low for a few hours, and then at I think the last 30 minutes before, it calls for sour. I'm needed. This smells so good. I'm gonna add in the cup of Greek yogurt now. This is the Greek yogurt we picked up today, so I'm gonna put a cup of this in there and just keep it on low for as long as it takes to do. It says the recipe says 30 minutes, so as long as it takes for the pasta to cook. I am just boiling up some water right now, and then we are going to serve it over these egg noodles that I purchased and had in the pantry. So they take about 15 minutes, I think, once the water comes to a boil, and then we'll plate it up. Here are my kiddos' plates. I just cut up the meatballs for my younger kids, and then this is my older son's plate. I sprinkled a little bit of parsley on top, mostly just for color. I'm not sure if they'll be able to taste that much of it, but that is Tuesday night. It is Wednesday? Are we on Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. And I am going to put in, start prepping dinner. It's about 3:40 right now. I have 2 pounds of previously frozen chicken. It's not defrosted. Defrost. Anyways, I'm gonna toss it in anyway. Giant chunk there. And then I'm just gonna add in about a cup of water and some salt and pepper to season the chicken while it cooks up in the Instant Pot. I cooked it for 30 minutes, covered with the foil, and then I took it off for 5 minutes. The recipe does say for 40 minutes, but because the chicken was already cooked, I didn't do it for that long. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. Another thing that we're gonna do that the recipe doesn't call for is add some of these fried onions on top, because it sounds amazing. So I'm gonna serve it up to my kids and then see if my husband is on his way home yet, because I want to eat and I like to wait for him to get home before we eat. So that's what's for dinner Wednesday night. This evening, I didn't catch the beginning, so you just see my pan kind of smoking away here. It had a little bit of grease in it from the ground turkey we have browned up. All you missed was me browning up the ground turkey and then draining the excess grease off. My youngest son, in the middle of making dinner, lost a tooth, and so we had a little bit of excitement getting his mouth cleaned up and just putting the tooth away for the tooth fairy. So I'm just adding in about 2 pounds of ground turkey, and then I'm going to add in some powdered garlic, and you can see I'm kind of struggling to show you. It's just granulated garlic from Costco. We're going to pour that in along with some seasonings. This is a kind of stir fry-ish dish. I don't know what you'd call it, but it is yummy. It's a staple we have that's pretty quick to make. That there is ginger. But we make it pretty frequently in the house because it's simple and it's quick, and I know everyone will eat it. Now I'm just adding in some leftover brown rice and quinoa that I had made from Monday. So Monday I made sure to make a very large batch so we would have leftovers for tonight to make fried rice. That is one of the beauties of meal planning, is that you can just Monday I double batched it, and I knew that I would have it prepped and ready to go for dinner tonight. So we're just throwing it in. I'm trying to decide if I want to put all of it in or just some, and I end up throwing the whole thing in. So we put that in there, and then I'm just going to let it warm up a bit and then add in some mixed veggies and some egg whites. I don't really have a purpose of why I did the egg whites. I think I just wanted to use them up before they went bad instead of just whole regular eggs. But I'm going to mix that all in and then get ready to prep and serve. Okay, plated, it's not that pretty. My oldest, I just put it in a bowl for him, and if we had fresh green onions would go great with this. These are my littles, their bowls. I'm gonna add some of this liquid aminos. It's, well, just what it says, a soy sauce alternative. My oldest has some sesame seeds thrown on his, and then I'm gonna see if he wants any sriracha. And then, yep, that's gonna be what's for dinner. What's today? Thursday? Friday night, we had planned to make pizzas. So I usually just use the same pizza dough recipe. I really like it because I can just throw it into the bread machine here, and it mixes the dough for me. But I don't know if I was just really exasperated from the week. It was a pretty tough week for us, but or what happened. But I end up making the dough, and as it comes out, it feels a little bit different to me. It feels a little tougher and harder to just work with. But I keep pushing through, and I separate the pizzas out. It makes two pizza doughs. So usually, what I do is kind of separate it out as best I can. My two youngest get like a quarter of a pizza. My husband and I split one pizza, and then my son gets the other half of the pizza. But I go ahead and I push through and I make the pizza. And then I call my husband halfway through and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work out. And my husband comes to the rescue and is like, let me just bring something home for dinner. So Friday night, it did end up having takeout, but the pizzas turned out great anyways. And we ended up eating them for lunch on Saturday. So still a win. That was what we had this week. I hope you enjoyed. Have a beautiful week. God bless.